If this looks like a war zone, it's because it was a war zone. Assalamu alaikum, my name is Antonio. I'm right now in the old city of Mosul, in the northeast part of Iraq. What you see behind me is the fourth oldest mosque in the world in Islam. It's called Al-Mafsi Mosque. It was built in the 6th century, just before, a few years after the death of the Prophet Muhammad. This area was the oldest part of the city of Mosul. It was a very ancient city, and between 2014 2017, ISIS took over, and along with part of Syria, they created the Islamic State, which started just establishing Islamic law, Sharia law, and became a state of terror, atrocities, human rights violations. We will walk around, we'll show you the area. We just, my friend Abdul Ghaffar from Iraq just arrived from Baghdad, and we were walking around when the police came and took us to the police station because they had a question for us, and what they told us, we were not allowed to go inside the building. At first we thought it was just a question of rules, particular rules for this area, because it's a very sensitive area. But the reason is because still to this day, ISIS was defeated in 2017. To this day, look over there. To this day, there are bombs and missiles that have been unexploded, and they can be exploded anytime. And there are people that venture inside these buildings, and sometimes they get killed. That's also what has slowed down the reconstruction of all these ancient parts. But you can see from the outside, it must have been a very beautiful ancient place. Everybody in this area has a story, and it's a tragic, very tragic story. It's a story, everybody has somebody that has been at least injured, if not dead. Everybody has a family member or more family members, father, mother, sister, brother, children, that have been killed. This must have been an old house. Oh, this is an example of what I was talking about. Look, I don't know what is exactly, if it's a missile, something, but it says explosive device. And look, the building is not only unsafe for what is hidden here, it's unsafe because the structure is not stable anymore. Not only there are explosive devices, they are also working on recovering the bodies. There are still people, now it's 2023. From 2017, there are still people buried below the debris, below the destruction. It's amazing, but must have been a very beautiful building, ancient building. It looks like a house, or maybe it was for religious purposes. I really don't know. But the story, I've been talking to some people already, and the story they makes you cry. They make you cry. It's just unbelievable what these people went through. And it was really a fight between good and evil. Iraqi people, they want to just live their life, and these crazy savages, mad men, they were killing people for any reason. They started from applying to the letter some ancient rules, ancient Islamic rules, regarding not listening to music, or not shaving your beard. So for this infraction you will be flogged, you'll be whipped publicly, sometimes killed, many times killed, and for other infraction your hands will be cut off or just be killed like that. The story is just from stories that I remember from watching the news, but stories of people tell you when you hear them directly from the people. It's just insanity, pure insanity. And of course they don't want I asked some people to talk on camera, but they say that to just talk about it brings back very, very, very sad memories, and they prefer not to speak. But the building speaks for themselves. It's atrocious what happened here. It's really atrocious, and it started with the Iraq war that should never have happened. And then it was one problem after another. And right now the situation is not the best of situation in Iraq, but it's peaceful. Tourists are coming, people are living their life, but there is a lot of trauma. Right now I'm standing on top of rubbles. It used to be a building, but there is a pretty good view of the destruction, the destructive buildings. Look at that building over there. And look over here. There were people living here. They were having their life, and they were terrorized by ISIS, also called Daesh. What happened to them is beyond imagination. It's just too much. It's just the taxi driver that took us here told us he lost 2 members of his family, 2 brothers. Then we met another man. He said that his family tried to flee when the Iraqi forces came to liberate the city, and Daesh or ISIS killed them while they were his mother, his little sister or daughter, I don't remember exactly. His father is missing, and he obviously got killed, but they cannot find his body. It's just horrifying. Horrifying. And this was the most beautiful part of the city because it was the ancient part. But that's where ISIS took control, and that was the headquarters, the right side of the river. All this area went through years of bloodshed. Thousands and thousands of people have died around here. It started in 2003 when the American army started bombarding, throwing bombs in this area and killing lots of people. And bloodshed continued. This area was an area with a different religion, different Christians, Shia Muslims, Sunni Muslims, Azidi is another religion. And the Christian 2008, following a series of murders and threats that they had to convert to Islam, they ran away from the country. Eventually, look all the destruction. Look at this house. People were living here. And probably there are still people buried under the rubbles. In 2014, ISIS took over the city. For 2 years, they were spreading terror. They were imposing a life of terror for the residents. The residents couldn't leave. Those that would leave, they would be killed. They could leave for 3 days with a permit. But they had to pay a fine. They have to leave their house as collateral. If they didn't come back after the 3 days, all their family would be killed. Look at their house over there. Must have been so beautiful. If they didn't come back after 3 days, they would be killed. Or if they would want to live for good, they had to leave everything they own and pay a high price for living. Otherwise, everybody was forced to stay here, living under the terror of ISIS, cutting hands, flogging women, killing children. Pure madness, pure savagery. Look at this house. It's behind somebody that like me that lived in a time of, in my country, of peace. I cannot imagine what Iraqi people in general, even in Baghdad, went through because of continuous war, with the first Gulf War and then the Iraq War and then ISIS. Here these people suffer a lot. And here I'm in another part of the old town of Mosul. And this used to be a beautiful palace, house. Look, inside you can still see columns. Look how amazing. All destroyed. Look over there. These arches. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful building. And it's on the river. So imagine the spectacular view. This looks like it's going to fall down, but let's try to walk through anyway. Wow. Wow. These, I don't know if they're animal bones or human bones. It looks more like animal bones, but as I said previously, this is more animal bones. But as I said previously, there are bodies still buried here, down here. It's an amazing view of the river. And look at the balcony over there. You know, people blame, they call the mass media say Islamic extremism, Islamic terrorism, but terrorism doesn't have a religion, because religion are about peace and caring about the people. But every religion, when it's taken to the extreme, is nefarious. It creates tragedies like this. Christians also are responsible throughout the centuries of atrocities in Africa, in South America. People that will not convert, indigenous population will not convert, will be killed, massacred. Women that were suspected of sorcery, witch, or being a witch, they will be killed, burned alive. So human beings, unfortunately, are responsible throughout history of atrocities. And wars have exacerbated this situation. I believe that the war in Iraq, as many believe now, but I believed it from the beginning, was a big, big mistake, and it was a violation of human rights and a violation of the independence of another country. But not only that, it was against the interests of the United States, because it inflamed. This area is the cradle of civilization, and many religions, many people, different ethnicity have lived together for centuries, trying to have a balance in life and live harmoniously and peacefully. But once they brought the war, they exacerbated, inflamed the minds of many people. And I believe the war in Iraq is a big cause that ISIS, Al-Qaeda, previous war too, Al-Qaeda, Daesh, all these terrorist groups, and even the Taliban were created. The Taliban, I just came back from a trip in Afghanistan. The Taliban were used by the US to fight Russia. They were the Mujahideen, they were fighting Russia. When Russia was defeated, the Taliban created their own state. And then it became useless for the US, and the US started fighting them. This is, of course, is a simplistic way of looking back at history. But meddling in other people's affairs in other countries has only created problems. I hope that the United States and other countries in Europe will stop these policies of invading, occupying, and bringing war, destructions to other countries. It probably will not stop because since colonial times and before, Europeans have used violence to steal valuable resources from other countries like Africa. Africa is not a country, but it's a continent. But they stole resources, material resources, and human beings. So it's been going throughout history. But what happened here is very recent. It's so tragic. So tragic. Below me, there are still bodies. It's hard to believe. I'm in another part of the old city of Mosul. And you can imagine how beautiful was this building. Look at the arch over there. It's not just a loss of lives. 1,000 and thousands of people got killed in this senseless war first, and then the Islamic State of ISIS. But it was also a loss for humanity, for the history and the architectures that was in this city. It's just heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking. And these people had to have lost everything. It's so, the trauma that these people live is beyond imagination. You cannot recover for such a traumatic experience. For 3 years was Islamic State. Before that, there was the US bombing Mosul. And before that, again, wars and wars. Dictatorship of Saddam, the ferocious dictatorship of Saddam Hussein. But hopefully things will get better, inshallah. This is an entire street of destruction. Look, come and see. There is a lot of dust. My shoes are full of dust. Look. Look at the details of their house. Look over there. That's probably because of burning. The explosions, it's all black. Wow, it's like a ghost town now. So sad. so really sad. Stairs that were leading to a house, a basement. Here's a basement over there. For what? For crazy ideas.
This area is a famous area in the past. Many carpenters here make some wood and mobilia to the familia. Look, it's not modern, not modern business. For this reason, this city is famous in this business. Everything is destroyed. Over here, there is a famous casino. In another area here is the famous doctors in this area. Look, in these houses, many people living here. Today, nobody here. Most of them leave the city and travel outside. Some of them is dead under the bomb. So for this reason, the government don't make anything to repair these houses. Look, this house became not to the people, the dogs living here, some families of dogs living here. Look, you can make photograph. Look, inside. Look. One in the upstairs. Look to that's one. Yeah. These dogs defend because this house belongs to his family. Where's the people who are living here? Nobody here today. Look, all these houses destroyed not by hammer, by heavy bomber. Like the Third World War, same. Look, all these houses destroyed by vibration and by explosion. United States used B-52 to destroy everything in the world. If United States strong forces, why United States don't send to help the people on Ukraine by B-52? That's impossible. They are coming here to kill the innocent people.
But you were telling me before that when ISIS came from Syria, right?
Yeah.
And then you said that the U.S.
This is a responsibility to protect any countries. The responsibility of the United States to protect these countries. Look, here it's a workshop of carpenters. You don't believe. You can go in, but it's not suitable. It's cold inside, it's fresh, not hot. The carpenter business here, and his house, it's in the upstairs. All this area, it's damaged. Look, you look to the God. Look to the God, protect the. You don't believe me? I'm proof to you. The God protects the pictures of Mecca. It's not destroyed.
This is original?
Yeah. When the bomb here, this picture is not destroyed.
It's not destroyed.
Yeah, the God protects. Yeah. This is the house in Mecca.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you
if the United States, no, the power of the God never destroy any area, but all of them crazy. The Jews.
Look, this one.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful house.
Yeah, very nice houses. History. It's a history.
And how was you are from Mosul, right?
Yeah.
How was life during those years? I mean, like here.
In the first month, I'm leave this area. I'm going to Baghdad.
And you were free to go?
Yeah. I'm going to Baghdad in the first month of occupy. And pay, one person pay 300,000 Iraqi dinar. One person by taxi to Baghdad. The way between Mosul and Baghdad, ordinary, 4 and 30 minutes. When I'm go to Baghdad, 19 and half hours. We are going to the, not over the street, to the open air, open land. You understand?
I understand.
Yeah, and pay money. And pay money.
Lots of money.
Yeah. All these are. Where's the children? Where's the woman? Where's the market? Nobody here. Became stone and sand. Until this moment, there is a bone of a human being under this rubbish. If you don't believe me, I can take you and prove to you. Yes, it's fine when you. It's a bedroom.
Wow.
This is a bedroom, yeah. It's a bedroom.
So that is why it takes so long to rebuild everything? Because there are bodies, there are still mines, there are still bombs.
Oh, I'm told you before, United States and the Jews and Iran, they are making side by side to destroy this area.
Iran and Israel.
Wow.
Iran together with Israel.
Iran, enemy of Israel? No.
No?
They look to the news of yesterday. I know this news, but the president of France say United States have two faces. One face to with Arab countries and the another second face with Iran.
Really?
Yesterday, the president of France said, yeah, it's written for selling. This word is right here. Yeah, for selling because the government don't give agreement to anybody to return back here again. This one, in the first days of liberation, he repaired his house. Some of them coming here, it's not allowed to live here. For this reason, the neighbor of these houses is not return back the people here.
Why they are not allowed?
You can ask the government. I don't know.
Because it's dangerous?
No.
No?
There is a secret plan to Israel and United States to make something, to make this area modern area for sexing and to make another near the beach, to make corniche. Well, I don't need, but if I want to destroy the tower of in Italy, you are giving agreement?
No.
For this reason, this is the history of the city. They want to remove the history. Dir Balak. Here, it's a church union. 3 church. Catholic, Orthodox, and Yaqub. 3 churches here. 3 churches. Here in this area is a famous Christian families, all of them doctors. Today they are living in America.
This used to be the hospital of Mosul, and it became a base for ISIS. So there were no more patients. ISIS occupied this place. Because of that, the Iraqi forces bombed it so much and it got destroyed. As you can see, the destruction is massive. And now we look at that. They try everything to get rid of these ISIS, these monsters that took over Mosul and the surrounding areas. So sad. This building that was meant for something useful for the people of Mosul, and now it's all rubbles. Because ISIS, because of the war of the US conducted in Iraq, it's a mess. Look. Wow. Look at that. Look at this. It's kind of scary because he looks like he's going to fall any time. But this is it. Look. So this was something to be used for the hospital. I don't know exactly what it was. Very bad. Look over there. It's beyond imagination. Wow. And these people were brainwashed, ISIS, they were brainwashed with religions, they were brainwashed with status and money. Look here. Look at this destruction over here. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look. Look behind me and look at this big flag. That's the Iraqi flag. The forces of good prevailed over forces of evil. ISIS was evil. There were people that were brainwashed into believing that religion was about murder. Religion was about imposing your will on others. Religion was murdering people, abusing people, raping women. That's what they were doing. And they were defeated. They were defeated. Thank God. And hopefully all extremism, not just Islamic extremism, Jewish extremism, Christian extremism, any form of extremism should not be allowed, because everybody is supposed to live their life as much as they don't infringe on the life of others. And wars to achieve secondary meaning. But look at this. Look at the destruction. Look at the destruction. The war in Iraq was justified on a lie that there were weapons of mass destruction. There were no weapons of mass destruction. When the lie was discovered, they said no, because now Iraq will be better off without Saddam Hussein. In a way it was, but this is what he created, a mess. The war should have never started. But there were hidden interests, stealing resources, controlling the area. That was the reason for the war. It was a huge mistake, and those that started the war, those are responsible, like Dick Cheney and George Bush, should be held accountable. But they unfortunately will never be held accountable by the human justice. But if there is a God, I hope they will be held accountable for this. These are the consequences. Also, these ones are the consequences of the war. ISIS was a monster created by the war.